Mr. Smith.
How you doing, young man?
Laura and I are getting married New Year's Eve at the Boathouse in Central Park here in New York City.
That's right.
We reunited on New Year's 2 years ago.
One of the most mind-boggling parts about this is that the girl that I first had a crush on in high school is the girl that I'm ending up marrying.
Sit, have a seat.
We met freshman year in Mr. Wanick's history class.
I don't think I was cool enough for her. I was a little too nice, a little too studious, a little too bookish.
He never really made a move. He never, and I wasn't going to, so.
So what we were going to do is have the winners.
And we didn't really reconnect then until our 10-year reunion.
When Tom started talking to me, we kind of hit it off.
I was in D.C., I was dating somebody else, but I spent the entire night talking with her. It definitely stuck in the back of my head, like, wow, you know, I really had a great time.
I got a message from him then 2 years later, around Christmas time, and he was in New Jersey visiting his family.
I knew I was going to be in New York for about a week, decided to drop her a line and asked her just what was up and if she'd like to hang out when I was in town. And we met up in the afternoon and went to a museum.
It was just really easy because we already knew each other. It didn't feel like an awkward date or anything like that.
All of a sudden it was about 2 in the morning and we were still hanging out, and I remember thinking at that time, like, I'm not going to mess this up this time. I'm going to make sure that I see her again. The next night was New Year's Eve, actually. She was having people over, so invited me over and had a great time.
People ended up staying the night, and then we all went out to breakfast the next day. And that night he called me from the road as he was driving back to Washington, D.C. And so I was like, oh, that's nice that he called. And then the next night he called, and then the next night he called, and then the next night he called. And that's when I was like, okay, this is different. This is something serious. And we would just talk on the phone for hours and hours and hours. It
was very obvious to me that she was the one. And that all those sort of inklings I had had when I was a sophomore in high school were right on the money.
So let's just say I'm the anticipant.
Okay.
Let's just try this.
Spending time with her it's the easiest thing in the world. She's my best friend, and we do the same things. We share the same activities, be that sitting on the couch watching reruns or going to Peru. I proposed to her on a kayaking trip in Alaska. We got dropped off by a boat with all our gear for 5 days, and I had the ring under my life jacket.
I think I said something like, you know, best day ever, what a great day this was. And he said, oh really? And pulled out a ring and something along the lines of, will you marry me? I thought he would wait to the end of the vacation.
I proposed the first night because I was so scared that something was going to happen to the ring, and I didn't want it to be my responsibility anymore.
All right, now, here you go. You're married.
So we're getting married on New Year's Eve. We just thought it would be a lot of fun, that everyone would really be in the party spirit.
And we also think that when we have kids that we're going to be able to hold it over them, like, don't do anything stupid this New Year's Eve and ruin your parents' anniversary. So we'll always have that as well.